interlobular arteries. Doon na papasok yung mga efferent arteriole papunta na sa glomerulus. So, sa next slide natin. So, sundan niyo to. Abdominal aorta, the renal artery will supply your kidney. It will branch out into your segmental arteries, pag-divide niya into calyxes, and it will give up your interlobar artery. Tapos, pagdating sa junction ng medulla and your cortex, you will have your arcuate artery. For your arcuate artery, it will give interlobular arteries towards your cortex. Then, it will go to your afferent arteriole. Then, it will go to glomerular capillary. Efferent arteriole. Tapos, sa recta and peritubular capillaries. Palabas na, papunta inferior vena cava. So, the same names are actually the same names of your veins. So, parallel lang. Oh, so, dito ang nangyayari yung matitinding filtration. So, yun sa tubule, that's where your reabsorption of water, electrolytes, to control the acid-base balance. Parang nawawala yung isang dali, ha? Hindi nawawala ako ng slides.
May nantok mo.
Padala sa mga. Ano yan?
Sorry, hindi na okay. Kailang musicians kasi ako. So, here, makikita niyo yung loop of the tubules and the renal corpus that are halos wrapped around by the capillaries, peritubular capillaries. No? So, dun sa taas, yung juxta, so this is your cortical nephron. So, the tubules are wrapped around by your capillaries or the peritubular capillaries to ensure that yung perfusion niya maganda. So, tapos, for glomerular filtration. So, juxtamedullary nephrons naman, the same thing then. They are well nourished by your capillaries. So, the kidney's blood flow rate is about 25% of your total cardiac output. So, yung rate nito that passes to your kidney per minute is about 1,300 ml blood per minute. So, nakita niyo na lang kung gaano ka-vascular ang kidney, no? And this high renal blood flow is not reflective of the high oxygen consumption kasi around 8% na yung ginagamit niya. But rather, this high blood flow rate is to maintain the function of the kidney, which is the homeostasis. So, kaya kailangan mataas yung high flow rate niya. So, the lymphatic drainage, the same thing, it follows the venules. So, then it goes to your connector lymphatic and finally to the para-aortic lymph nodes, which are located on either side of your aorta. So the nerve supply to your kidneys, they are supplied by your splanchnic nerves from your sympathetic stimulation. And with this sympathetic stimulation, magkakaroon ng vasoconstriction in renal vessels. in response to stress and other conditions that reduces the blood flow. So, sinishift niya yung blood going back to the vital organs. Have you heard of the word splanchnitzin? Narinig niyo na? Hindi pa. Have you realized na pag busog ka kayo, minsan giniginaw ka niyo? Narinig niya yan, di ba? Nararamdaman niya yan, di ba? So, usually that's one way of the tinatawag na splanchnitzin. Kasi heavy yung kinain niyo, punong-puno yung digestive organs niyo ng pagkain niyo. So, kukunin niya yung blood flow from your skin, ibabalik niya yung splanchnic plexus back to the GI tract, yung blood flow. So, yun yung parang the same way with in stressful conditions, kukunin niya yung vital, yung blood flow na nasa peripheral, ito channel niya yung dun sa vital organs, no? So, is it the heart? Kasi kailangan mo tumakbo, nagpapalpitate na, di ba? Yung mga stress, fight and flight conditions. Then, the kidneys also receive parasympathetic input from their vagus nerve. So, on the reverse naman yung ginagawa niya. Kung isa vasoconstriction, ito vasodilatation, di ba? Then, it also receives sensory input from your T10 to 11. So, pag there's disease of your kidney, magkakaroon ng referred pain referable to your T10 to T11 distribution. Na? Mamaya, balikan lang natin yung mga abdominal pains yan. Sila yung clinical significance of the kidneys. So, mobility. Diba alam natin na nasa ilalim lang siya ng diaphragm. So, with every respiration, alimutan ko yata yung mention. The right kidney is seated a little lower than your left kidney dahil sa large hepatic lobe, no? So, medyo mababa siya. So, because they sit under the diaphragm, merong mobility on kidneys as you breathe in and out. So, may factors that are around 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters yung mobility ng kidneys. So, in cases of trauma, alam natin, very vascular. So, many ways, pwedeng blunt injury yan, pwedeng penetrating injury. So, blunt injury, may tumama sa'yo dito, nasuwag ka, yung parang blunt trauma sa abdomen, no? So, they can cause tear or rupture of your kidneys, and they're very fatal, no? So, alam natin na very vascular. For the tumors, usually they're involved, and ang kalat nila usually towards the renal vein. And the renal transplant, sorry, ito yata. Mamaya po yan. Ito. So the kidney transplant, nowadays we see a lot of people with chronic kidney disease, no? At ano kaya reason? Pino pa ba kayo ng tubig? O puro na milk tea, puro na coffee.
Milk
No?
tea.
So, ayan, we're seeing a rise of mga malnutrition. Malnutrition, hindi yung payat-payat ka, ito yung mga obese, karamihan. Kasi high sugary yung mga drinks nyo. Tapos, wala din masyado nag-hydrate. So, ang daming CKD ngayon. Yung nakita nyo rin, ang dami na rin nag-rise up na mga renal centers, mga dialysis, di ba? Sino may mga kamag-anak dito na nagda-dialysis?
Gago, wala.
Isa lang? So, nagkaroon ng kamag-anak na nagda-dialysis. So, marami na. So, nakikita nyo, there's a rise. At makikita nyo ang babata ng mga nagkakaroon ng CKD. So, the only way for you to avoid dialysis is to have a renal transplant. And usually, nandun sila nilalagay sa on top of your iliacus or nasa may iliacus area siya. So, the renal artery is anastomosed to your internal iliac artery, and your renal vein is anastomosed to your external iliac vein. Okay? Now, let's move to your ureters. May pasok tayo sa kidney? Masyado na naman ba ang mabilis? Okay lang. Sabi na kayo, ha? Ano yung kaya yung level nito pag-galit? So, the ureters, they are a pair of muscular tubes, around 3 to 4 millimeters in diameter. So very expansile ito, no? And they are a length of about 10 inches or around 25 centimeters. And there are 3 constrictions, anatomic constrictions to. So, from the renal pelvis, before it becomes the main part of your ureter, that's one. As it crosses the pelvic rim, and as it enters into your urinary bladder. Wait, there's some more. Tatlo yan, anatomy. But according to some surgeons, may dalawa pa silang na-identify na constriction. And these are the juxtaposition of the vas deferens, kung lalaki, or the broad ligament. Later, makita natin that the vas deferens is the only one that crosses the ureter in front, anteriorly. The rest of the neurovascular structures goes behind your ureters. No? And then, you have your ureteric orifice. Doon mismo sa papasok ng bladder. So aside from yung turn niya, you still have this orifice. So yung papasok na yun is another constriction identified by the surgeons. Now let's look at the course of your ureter. So it has both an abdominal and a ureteral course. So sa abdominal part, kailan siya nagiging pelvic yung course? When it crosses your common iliac artery. So above that, the ureter is abdominal. Below that, it is on the pelvic side. So the ureter, sabi niya dyan, makibasa. Sige na, June, ikaw na, nakatingin ka sa akin.
The ureter begins as a downward continuation from pattern shaping of pelvis at the medial margin of the lower leg underneath.
You see?
The ureter passes downward and slightly medially on the psoas major, which separates it from the transverse processes of the lumbar vertebrae.
Okay,
And there's the pelvic cavity by crossing in front of the bifurcation of the open. At the pelvic ring at the sigmoid.
Okay, so yan yung course niya intra-abdominally, no? So, tandaan ulit natin. The renal pelvis is the, sabi niya dito, funnel-shaped expansion of your ureter in the hilum. Huh? So, this is still part of the ureter, but it is the renal pelvis. So, then it passes downward, medially to your psoas major. So, ito yung psoas major natin. Medyo medial yung course niya. And then, to separate it from the lumbar vertebra. So, kinukusyon siya ng psoas major muscle. And then, it enters the pelvic cavity. Sabi ko nga, when it enters the pelvic cavity, it now becomes your pelvic side. So, at the level of the bifurcation of your common iliac arteries, it becomes your pelvic course now. So, it's in front of your sacroiliac joint. So, again, let's go to this. The right ureter, ano yung relations niya? Second part of the duodenum, just like yung lower part ng kidney. The right colic vessels, yung colic, right testicular kung lalaki, and variant for babae. The root of the mesentery. Ano yung posterior relationship nila? The right psoas major and the bifurcation to the left right common iliac artery. How about the left ureter? So the same thing, left colic vessels. For this sigmoid vessels, ganun din, right and left testicular ovarian vessels. Then this time, you have your sigmoid colon. So posterior, you have the psoas major part and the common iliac artery. Remember this, majorly, the right ureter is related to the inferior vena cava and the left ureter is related to your left gonadal and inferior mesenteric vein. So ulit, pinapakita lang niya yung mga nagpo-cross sa kanya. So kanina, di ba, na-mention natin yung right colic vessels, the ileocolic vessels. So they cross the ureter and the root of mesentery, no? So the same thing sa kabila, left colic naman, tapos sigmoidal vessels, the gonadal vessels din.
Shit, ang dami.
So, how about the course in the pelvis, Doktora? Ikaw na magbasa ka na.
The ureter first runs downward, backward, and laterally along the anterior margin of the region lateral.
So, ito siya ha. So, it moves downward and backward, talikod, and then laterally into your sciatic branch. Malalim po yung sciatic branch na. So, yun. Then, opposite the ischial spine is looking at the back.
Opposite to the ischial spine, turns forward immediately to reach the base of the uterine spine.
Yun. So, yun yung isang possible construction niya. Where it enters the bladder wall obliquely. Within the bladder wall, it narrows down to a sinus course and opens into the cavity of the bladder at the lateral level of its trigon as a ureteric orifice. Ito yung sasabi kong additional na constriction na nakita ng surgeons. So, tandaan niya na yan yung pelvic course niya pagdating niya sa baba. So, relations of the pelvic part. The pelvic part of the ureter crosses in front of all the nerves and vessels. Sabi ko, nasa likod niya pagdating sa pelvic part. Kanina sa taas, di ba? Balik ko lang itong isa. Sa taas, halos kinikris ko siya ng anteriorly ng vessels. Pagdating sa pelvic area, lahat ng neurovascular vessels are on the posterior part of your ureter, except pag lalaki, it is the vas deferens. Pag babae, it's the round ligament of your uterus. Near the uterine cervix, so violet, the uterine artery lies above and in front of it as a highly important surgical relationship. So, if you're going to OB, take note of this, ha? Maraming nagkakaroon ng medical-legal cases sa mga OB dahil tinatamaan nila, napuputol nila ang ureter. Usually, pag nag-o-opera sa OB, naka-catheter. So, saan nakapasok ang catheter? Sa urinary bladder lang para paihiin, di ba? They don't put stents going into the ureter. Kasi it's a muscular organ, lalo na kung naka-kink, you may lose track of it without knowing kung gaano siya ka-importante in relation to your uterine artery. So, if you're pursuing OB, take note of that. Now, let's go to the arterial supply. Nasabi ko na ito kanina, di ba? Sorry. Sa kidneys pala ito. So, the arterial supply is ang haba-haba niya, extending from the abdomen to the pelvis, mahaba rin yung blood supply niya. So, the arteries are related to it. So, ito yung mga so from top to bottom, sa taas niya, you have your renal artery. So may across the niya, you have your testicular or gonadal artery. And then, going downward, may direct branch from the aorta. Ito yun. Then, you have your internal iliac vein. Tapos sa baba, you have your vesical, inferior vesical artery or your uterine artery. So may baba pa, you have your middle rectal and your, masabi ko na pala yung uterine. So yun yung mga blood supplies niya. No? So sa haba niya, madali siyang blood supply. So hindi siya madaling mawalan ng pag necrose. Pero ingat nga kasi pwede niyo maputol. Okay? How about the drainage? So usually, kung ano yung pangalan ng artery, nakaparallel din yung veins. Okay? How about the lymphatics? So, yung nasa top, the ureters drain into the lateral aortic, yung para-aortic, and to your iliac nodes, yung mga nasa baba, yung pelvic area. And the same thing, they're supplied by your sympathetic plexus, this time derived from your T12 to L1. So, meron siyang segments, the renal, aortic, and hypoglossal plexuses. Tapos meron din siyang parasympathetic supply through your S2 to S4 and apparent fibers that travel with both sympathetic and parasympathetic nerves. Ano yung clinical correlations? Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, mobilization of the ureter during surgery. So branches of the artery supplying the ureter form an anastomosis in the fat and fascia around it. So surgeons should bear in mind that stripping of this fascia while mobilizing the ureter during surgery for transplantation will hamper the blood supply to the ureter and may cause its necrosis. Saan siya na although sa dami ng blood supply niya, hindi ganun kadali. Pero yun na nga, pag binabakbak kasi yan di ba? Before the transplant. Then, it's important, imperative to identify the ureter. Why? Kasi sabi ko nga, it's a very muscular organ. And, just like any muscle, may contraction siyang ginagawa, which is like the rhythmic peristalsis, no? Milking, so para yung urine, bumababa dun sa urinary bladder. So, sabi niya, readily identified, pero hindi ganun kagaling sabihin yun, ha? So, you will meet me also in OB. Before ako nag-ENT, I was in OB. So, marami kaming nakikita ganito, no? Which undergoes like worm-like breathing movements kung nag-peristalsis siya. Lalo na kung natamaan mo, no? Another one is the ureteric calculus. Ito yung mga stones, kidney stones. They usually enlarge at the sites where there are constrictions. Diba? Kanina nabanggit na natin yung tatlo. Sana nga ulit yun? Sana nga ulit yung constriction? Renal pelvis before it enters the ureter. Brim, pelvic brim, and the bladder as it enters the bladder. So, yung sinasabi niya, the narrowest part is the intramural part or the one that goes into your urinary bladder. How about the injury to the ureters? So, may classification sequence they may be injured at one of the following dangerous sites. So, yung crisscrossing niya with the iliac vessels in the ovarian sac, where the ureter is crossed by the uterine artery, sabi ko nga, ito yung during hysterectomy sa OB, and at the base of the bladder. So, yun yung mga points na kung magpapursue kayo ng obstetrics, ingat-ingat dyan, no? Sa pelvic part ng ureter. So, these are your ureteral stones. So, pag natin sa calyces, it's called staghorn kidney or staghorn calculus. So, yan. Ito nasa pelvis naman. And this one is going down na. So, about to be excreted and sometimes dito, no? So, grabe lang yung pick niyan kung meron kayo niyan. Kaya mag-hydrate kayo ha, para hindi kayo makaranas ng ganyan. So, let's go now to your suprarenal glands or your adrenal. It says here,